All righty. Hey, folks, welcome to the Mapping Your Marketing Success podcast. My name is Greg Goshorn. I am your host. We're super glad to have you with us here today and our amazing guest, which we'll get to in just a second. Our podcast is about helping businesses. Could be brick and mortar, could be online, it could be franchise, right? Trying to give some lift in the world. Anyone that's trying to spread the word about their business. So we invite people to come on and share your story about your business, products or services, more specifically feature, the outcomes and the transformations. So today we got a good one. You might actually know this guy. He, he's got some TV shows and some podcasts with like over 1 million monthly viewers. And I know him from our networking group. And Steve is he's a super connector. He, like it says it right there, it is self-titled. Great job, Steve. He's such a pro at this. We're really blessed to have him on, right? And he's done all of these personal introductions. He held them on the email or video, right? And he just made all kinds of success. I'll let him tell you, some of the kind of details. But I was on his podcast, and it is called "Doing Business with a Servant's Heart." I mean, what a great point of view, and he lives it. And that one has over 40,000 an episode now, Steve.
Yeah, 40,000, 10,000 subscribers on YouTube. 2,800 newsletter list. Yeah, it's growing, and it's a lot of fun, but it's also doing some good things.
Oh man, and with that we kind of just jumped right in. So this is Mr. Steve Ramona, and I have him, if he wants to punch in, anything more about his story. But you guys hold on. If you got grab some notes, he's going to share some stuff. I know I'm going to learn some stuff today. I got some questions for him today. So if you want to give any more of a little backstory, but I mean, gosh, dog, he does so much. So take it away.
And Greg, thank you for having me on. And an audience, me and Greg met a while back. We clicked the first time, and that's what partnerships and that's what connecting is about. You want to connect everybody, but sometimes you meet a Greg and you go, and we haven't talked in a while, but I know we can catch up and things are going to rock and roll. That's the building the relationship part. I've done $25 million in deals over the last 11 years, partnering people up, helping them out, doing good things. And as of today, and you don't know this, Greg, I've launched an energy company where I'm building energy microgrids around the country, world.
Ooh.
Internet up and running. And that's called Anemos. My partners, Josh and Max, are helping, my partners. And, it all led to networking, meeting people like you, Greg. And, hey, do you know someone here? Do you know someone here? And next thing you know, I got billionaires on my show. And then you meet a billionaire and he goes, hey, I want to work with you because of your podcast and your network. Ooh. I'm nothing special, Greg. You do it, I do it, and you out there in the audience can all do it. It's just build that relationship, but you got to ask. And I'll talk about that later in down the road here.
Oh, man, so many nuggets already. Yeah, that's one of the reasons that we're frankly relaunching ours. Is it's a connector. It's a way to meet people. It's a way that we give value to the companies that we're working with. We've got somebody teed up. They're coming on later this week. They come through us through somebody else who probably didn't do the best for them. So we're gonna do this, and then gosh darn, I mean, we're punching all of the buttons, right? Not only the serving part, but then the I put my marketing geek hat on, right? So we become, omni-channel, and multimodal, meaning that we're on, websites and social and YouTube, and we're in audio and video. And so we're just all the ways to meet people where they are. So
I'll add to that.
Oh, go ahead. Yeah.
I'm just going to add to that because you just said something valuable. You need to be as many places you can be, but they will not work if you don't build a relationship. If you're an a-hole, excuse my language, I know it's really, but you could be everywhere and your marketing will just. So I start with the basics. Build that relationship first.
It is. Yeah. You know what? And so, yeah, I mean, we gave guys a couple talking points here. Like one of yours, and I know it's been foundational for you, is building an inner circle that grows your income. Can you speak to that a little bit?
Everybody I meet, my first thought is, and before I came on this show, how am I going to make Greg's show the best? What value am I going to bring? Right, it comes back to marketing, mapping your marketing. You got to bring value when you market. So to build that inner circle, it may not come from Greg or Joe or Tim, who you meet, or Debbie or Joanne, but you treat Joanne well and you ask, hey, can I get a billionaire on my show? Oh, and this happened. The guy goes, well, I know the vice president of Google. What? He says, man, you've been so good to me. You gave me some resources and tips and did all this. We never connected yet, but I'm still trying. Build that relationship. It's always through people. It can be through people that your inner circle's built. Don't rely on Greg, Steve, whoever, to be part of your inner circle. Meaning, build that relationship, see where it goes. But I might refer Greg to somebody, and I've done some referrals, Greg, and you've done some for me, that might lead somewhere. But it should always be backed by the law of increase from Think and Grow Rich. Chapter 4, read it once a month, once a week, whatever you decide. You just do that, you're going to grow your marketing.
Awesome. We're going to this is going to be on YouTube. We'll flag that out in the description, right?
Beautiful.
So, super great. Nuggets already, right? And yeah, because we come from H7 networking group, right? And you're selling through the room, you're leading with value, you're serving, right? And then it's appropriate to ask. So it's really magic how it all kind of comes together. So let's dig in a little bit more on the podcast. I know that's been a real kind of rocket for you and something that we're doing and we're actually doing for other people now on a way to network and grow.
When I first started October of 2022, I'm now at 625 shows. I forget, I've done a lot of shows. Now, you don't need to do that, audience, you're listening. I did it because of my process for my business, because it was partnerships. I wanted to connect people. I wanted to partner with people. Here's the power of it. I love networking groups. I met you. If I didn't be part of H7, Greg, we never would have met. But to me, they come to a point because you don't know who's going to be in the room, how many people, and all that. And that's just part of networking. Hey, if you're out there network, keep doing it. But the podcast is the #1 network because Greg can invite Steve Ramona. And I say, yes or no. Most people will say yes because they have a message. But now I can do a great thing. And afterwards, what I do is, hey, so-and-so, what a great show. Man, it's fantastic. I heard this. Let me give you this resource. Let me introduce you to a couple of people. Here's the power of this. This is why podcasting is so powerful. Whether they ask next.
There's so many.
How can I help you? How can I help you, Steve? So that becomes a warm leads, becomes your lead gen, becomes the people, because you're in the people asset business. People, asset, and value. You need people. So when you bring that value on a podcast, energy before the show. I just had a 78-year-old lady yesterday on my show. We were laughing and joking before the show even started. She just sent me a beautiful email that was so great. Thank you so much. Here's a couple things I want to help, some intros for podcasting. So you start with that, do a great podcast like we're doing today. But guess what? You get to know Steve Ramona, Greg. You get to know what I am, my passions, my desires, my goals, dreams, what's challenges, what's my pain point, all that, like on a one-on-one. But what happens afterwards?
Ooh, leverage.
Amen. Brother, you get it. It is. And it's not leverage to leverage negatively. It's positively by bringing that value, whatever it looks like. And if they don't ask you, how can I support you? You'll tell them, hey, you know what? I hear, and this just happened. So, Greg, I'm going to give you a great example. I had this gentleman, Zach, on my show. I knew he had Forbes Riley, who's done over $2 billion, and she's a rock star. And I asked, he was like, Steve, that was so good, man. Can I come back? Yeah, let's do part 2. I said, I know you had Forbes Riley on. Could you do an introduction? An hour later, I had an introduction. 3 days later, she was on my podcast.
Ooh, there we go. Real life examples.
Amen.
And I think that's because the power of the ask, right? And it kind of falls in lockstep with the serving.
Yeah. Well, I came up with a principle. I don't want to forget this, and I'm so proud of it. It's an ASLA principle. It's a funny name, ASLA. Ask, shut up, listen, ask again. Example, we're on Zoom rooms and networking. How many people, their screen goes black? Again, you might go to the bathroom, you're thirsty, you're legitimately going somewhere. But let's think about it. Are they really listening to what the person's saying? No, because they're not there. Or how many times have you been to a show? I don't know if we're a video, but some people turn away, or you see they're reading a book, are they really listening? So if you take the ASLA principle and just run with that on your one-on-ones in your networking group, you will grow tremendously like I have.
I love that part of it, right? Because active listening, not just waiting for your chance to talk, right? You find those opportunities to serve in the listening.
You nailed it.
That is a nugget. That is an absolute nugget.
And Greg, let's add to that. Yeah, how are you going to help somebody if you don't know what they need or what they do or what they have? You could go, I've had people come to me, hey, I need leads. I say, I get 3 referrals a day. Well, you still need leads. Oh, you're not listening to me. You should go, oh, great, Steve. Fine, but they keep pitching me. That's where the ASLA comes in. There's no value there, and that's okay. We can't help everybody. Me and you have talked about that, remember last year. We don't try to help everybody. We help the people that we know we can bring value to, and that's the best.
Well, it is, because there's actually a win-win, right? So you can only help people that are trying to do something. We all have a unique set of value proposition services, right? So there has to be some congruency, in some alignment there, right?
Yep.
And listening for where we can, and I do this all the time, like where can I bring value, right? To I say, for example, let's be honest, to get those stretch goals, to get to the billionaires, he probably has almost everything he needs or he wants, but maybe he doesn't, have, an AI expertise or reputation expertise or some little thing that I can find a place to bring value. And I think that when you say this, serving is better than selling. Do you have any deeper thoughts on that? Or I know it's kind of your paradigm.
Because people come to me, Greg, I know you probably hear this too. It's like, but I gotta make money. I've got rent. I've got my power bills and all my bills I got. Absolutely. And I've got ways for you to do that too outside your business. But how long is somebody going to say, if I sold you today, Greg, hey, you're going to buy my AI program, for example, give me $1,000. You don't know me. You're like, oh, you're kind of a cool guy. How long are you going to last as a customer? Or I do 2 or 3 meetings with you and build a relationship. Hey, Greg, I'm hearing this. Hey, Greg, I think I can help you here. I'd love to help you here. And then 3 weeks later, or a week later, or 5 days later, you sign up. You're going to last longer as a client. But what people forget is how many referrals you're going to get from that client when you take care of them. So one person could turn into 10, 20, 30.
Well, we know this is the plan, and I know personally I invest in people and their relationships than I do in ads, right?
Yeah.
And all of those little things, you talk to somebody, you listened, right? And then in my day, so say I'm, a student of AI, and I hear something that's relevant to how they want to use it. I'll be like, screenshot, link, bing, hey, Mr. X, saw this, thought of you, seemed like what we talked about. Maybe it'll be valuable, right? And just those little elements of somebody who cared, somebody who listened.
You just did something I teach now with business mentors. People come to me, hey, can you help me? And I do it for free. Guys and girls out there, give your stuff away for free. What did Greg just do? He saw something, gave it to him. He didn't say, hey, it's $67 a month or it's $15. No, here. Because when people get your IP, they can't do it the way you can. They just will never. Especially Greg. He's got such cool marketing over these years. They're going to need his help. Same with you. So give it all away. Do free workshops. Do free webinars. Whatever it may be. Give away, because I guarantee you, if it's not them, somebody else. Because we forget the universe talks to us. You brought me on this show. I'm going to bring you a great show. The universe is going to help both of us. How, when, or where? That's the problem people run into. They're like, well, Greg, when is that money going to come? How's that big client going to come? It will. Just keep serving before selling. Just have serving in your mindset.
That's perfect, man. We do that. We say it, lead with value, give away your best stuff. You know, it does a couple things. First of all, it shows you know what you're doing. Right. And that's what people need to see before, you know, checking that box in their head. And frankly, from my mentors too, you know, you could give away everything and 90+% of the people aren't going to execute on it. Or if they do, they go, ooh, that's a little harder than I thought. Can you do it for me?
Yep.
Gotcha. Well, as we're clicking through here, and I know you're a busy guy, I do want to talk about just a couple more things.
Sure.
I know that you have maybe some tips on helping people networking correctly. I know you got some unique angle on that.
Yeah. When you're networking, again, it's all about transformation. I call it transformation, not transactional. Be transformational, not transactional. Remember that. That's in my head every time I meet with somebody. And the results are, I get emails, I have testimonials of, man, he took time with me, 45 minutes. Man, he's helped me. I have 2 young kids I'm helping at no cost to build their cool app. And they were on my show Saturday. And they were like, you're such a great guy. They call me Mr. Ramona. You know, they're 21. No, it's Steve. I'm not Mr. Ramona, I'm Steve. But when I've done that, they brought me some cool referrals. It's fun to network without selling. We want to make it fun. But as I said earlier, and I'll expound upon that, people, asset, investment business. Everybody out there listening, you need people to grow your business, whether it's an employee, a manager, a board, or a customer or client. So you want to build that asset. Think of it financially. I want to build that people asset. So you, when you're networking, always thinking of ways of building your asset. And again, I'm going to bring it back, and people forget this. You meet somebody, you don't know their network, but you want to build through them to get into their network. Hey, who do you know that needs more help with their marketing? I'm an AI. Well, it's funny you ask. My Jim was asking me, hey, how do you use this AI for marketing? Well, then I connect with Greg. Greg does his thing. I walk away. Sometimes there's an affiliate part. I get paid, and sometimes there's not. That's not built in. But on a little side note, if you're struggling for money, go to your network, find the product or service. Hand-to-hand, Greg would be a good partner for you. Find a partner. But here's the problem with affiliate marketing I've seen. People go, I'm going to sign up for Greg's program. What do? Nothing. So if you want to make money with an affiliate program with your network, you sign up, product or service, but then you do an hour a week, just an hour. Go to your network. Hey, Jim, Tony, Debbie. Hey, I met Greg Gorshon. Oh my God, he's got this cool AI program. I'd love to introduce you. I think it's something that can help you. What am I doing? I'm serving again. I'm serving. Yeah, am I going to get paid? But let's think about if I get Greg a client. I win because he pays me a piece for one email. The client wins because they get Greg, who's awesome. And Greg wins because he got a client that came from me that's willing to work, follow the actions, be a good client. You said it earlier, Greg. Sometimes you get those clients that are invested that just not good. They don't do anything.
It is. So many nuggets. I hope you guys are doing this. I'm going to go through the transcript here and pick these out, maybe flag a couple of them. This is going to go in a couple of ways. I've been doing online video for a long time. So this is surely going up on the YouTube channel, which is a great place because, again, that multimedia, you got the video, but then you've got some written stuff. You can have some links in there. And yeah, surely to your point, affiliate money is easy. You don't have to build it yourself. You can just build through referrals. So super solid. Yet another one. We are getting close to the end here. So don't want to leave. I'm sure people are fascinated by your input and these, they want to go listen to or watch your things. Do you want to talk about them? They'll also be, down here later, folks.
Yeah.
But let's figure out where they can find and follow Steve.
Yeah, just do a search, Doing Business with Servants Heart on Google. You'll find it, or any of your podcast platforms. YouTube, you'll find it there. Together We Serve is on e360tv.com. It's on Roku and Samsung. You can add, and we're streaming on there. They're really similar shows. The TV show's an hour. The podcast is 20 minutes. And I want to add this, Greg, and this is for you as well. This is such a nugget I talk about at the end of my podcast. Podcast links are actually servant gifts. Well, Steve, they go, what do you mean? I said, when you subscribe to my podcast, you get, or to the YouTube, you get those links. Hey, Greg just came on and Steve just came on. You go through it and you go, Greg's saying something on this podcast that my friend Choni needs to hear. Well, you could go, hey, you meet Greg but let's go a step further. This is where you serve next level. You take the link, you go, hey, Tony, listen to 10, 15 minutes of Greg. Oh my God, I think he can help your business. He comes back, connects with you because it's all on the YouTube channel. You help him. Maybe it's free. Maybe he becomes a client. But we lose sight of podcasts. We're thinking about all these podcasts too much, but they're the greatest gift for business in the world, or for life in the world.
Oh, that is a good one. Well, look, we're going to get close to signing off here. We're going to put that one at the bottom too. And there's just so many ways that the podcast is valuable. I'm going to pick your brain on my platform. We're probably going to jump as we go into the new era. So we're going to wrap it here, folks. We may have Steve back again. I might be back on his. I've got some new stuff to share, right? And for you all, look for the link down there. We are looking for people who want to come on and share their business, their life, their story, their tips for success in the world. So thank you, Steve. We will see you soon.
Thank you. Great show. Appreciate you.
Okay.